Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Garage Gym Experiment podcast. My name is Adam. That's Jake, and we're back again for another great episode. On tonight's episode, we have some holiday gift ideas. It's the season of Black Friday. All the sales are popping out. Jake and I thought it would be fun to talk about some holiday gift ideas. Some of those items fit the category pretty nicely. Then we'll go through some comments from last week on our YouTube channel. We have a HomeGymCon update, a Q&A, and top product bracket feedback. All right. Holiday gifts.
All right.
What are you laughing for?
I don't know. That top product feedback sounded a little awkward.
Yeah.
All right, holiday gift ideas. So making these lists are pretty tough because you want to be concise, but it's easy to just like list 100 different things. So Adam and I broke this into stocking stuffers, wrappable gifts, and then dream gifts. Even like the dream gifts, I think for both of us are like pretty reasonable. We also had the idea like they should be like more like toys or not things that you would normally buy yourself. So it's not necessarily the most practical items, but kind of fun things that you would want to ask for holidays that you wouldn't normally buy yourself. So I'll go first with some stocking stuffers. So number one, Vex speed pens. So these are the new mag pens from Surplus Strength, and they include a little hole that you can attach like carabiners for bands, or I would use them for my Henny attachment. Darko rack badges. So these are a fun little accessory. You can even make you can submit a custom design and add that to your power rack. And then I think the Kaz handles from Prime would fit in the stocking stuffers. Actually, if you look behind me, you can see them right there hanging down from my rack underneath the universal pulley system. So we'll go with Kaz handles, which I think I've actually left off the last few attachment handles lists. Those are awesome. So we'll throw those in there. When it comes to wrappable gifts, I tried to make sure you could actually wrap it, and kept the cost under like $300 or $400 for most of these. So Mammoth Belt Squat, that would be a nice addition to many home gyms. They just actually came out with the dual weight horns, which look pretty awesome. A custom belt fed, so anything really custom for the holidays is always nice to get. And then lastly, a fun toy would be the Hero Bench. So for anybody who has an adjustable bench, this would be a nice, beefy bench that you could add alongside of it. And it would be a nice toy for any benchers out there. Dream gifts. So under the dream gifts, again, I kind of had like the mentality like one step above what's practical. So like the stealth spotters. So like you don't necessarily need these stealth spotters. However, they're quite a bit nicer than your standard spotter arms, which would do the job for most people, but they'll be easier to operate, lighter, and just as strong. Ultimate dip attachment, again, you could probably get by with just a regular dip attachment. I think the one from Rogue is probably the one I would choose for the holidays, simply because there's no lead time and there's also some custom colors to get. And then lastly, there's not many like special plates out there, but it'd be cool to get a limited edition set of plates or something like that. So I went with the Arnold Edition deep dish plates. So just kind of a standout plate that would be cool to get.
Yeah. First of all, this is so much fun just to like pretend and make these lists and stuff like that. My favorite two things on your list comes from the dream gifts. I'm just imagining if you're like opening things up, like the shock of like, oh my God, like the stealth spotters and then like the Arnold deep dish plates. I think those would be, because Jay, we did talk about it, and like gifts are like in the home gym thing. You would love it, but you're not going to spend your own money. Like I'm just going to buy regular plates. Like I'm not going to spend the extra money for Arnold Edition plates. So yeah, to get that as a gift, I think is perfect.
Exactly. All right, let's see what you got.
Sounds good. All right, here are my stocking stuffers. A Bear Steel selector pin. I love my Bear Steel selector pin. It's hard to spend money on something like a pin though, but that's why it's in the gift category. I went with the one that you could load fractional plates on. Rogue aluminum collars I put on there, and then I put 2 collars on there for stocking stuffers, the Titan twist lock collars as well. Wrappable gifts. I went with the slant board, which right now, Black Friday, it's $89, so go grab one. We talked about mag grips. They're about $60 a piece. One of the mag grips would be a really cool wrappable gift under the tree. And then the last one I went with was the Vendetta Manly, the 3-pound stainless pint. That's one of the knurled cups. Vendetta put together some that aren't crazy heavy, so you're like breaking your teeth or whatever. That'd be just like a fun gift to get, I think. Dream gifts. I went with an NFL Rogue bar in my gym. Probably see behind me a bunch of Viking stuff. It'd be super cool to open up a bar and like to put it up on your wall. That's like, I don't know, a Vikings bar, I feel like. But that's something I would never buy myself. JD Gym Equipped, any of their attachments would be a dream gift. I put like their straight bar there. And then another attachment, I grabbed one of the Black Widow landmines. Those make an awesome gift if you have a landmine in your gym. My list there.
Nice. I really like that. You spelled Vendetta wrong, but Vendetta Manly. If I didn't see that on your list, I probably would have added that to mine. All right, let's move on to some comments for last week. So thanks to everyone who wrote down something. Have a few that I kind of want to just go through. So John Stewart came on by and said, as far as Smith machines go, I really wish the Bulletproof VTS and Bells of Steel would just get together and make the perfect little Smith machine baby. Bells of Steel made a great looking ladder attachment that's even adjustable on the angle and probably keeps the bar traveling more evenly than 2 trolleys. The ladder seems so much safer for those of us with 5/8-inch holes that seem like they're impossible to latch into with the VTS when I'm ready to quit. However, the VTS has a much quicker release system for the bar from their trolleys, and it even has single handle attachments. Hopefully this combination piece I'm dreaming up would also accept every width bar from a 25 millimeter to a 2-inch axle bar. For me, it would be awesome to plug my SSB into the Smith machine attachment. So, I mean, yeah, dream world. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. One thing that I've always thought was, I've mentioned this on the podcast, I definitely see more Smith machine attachments coming out, like a multi-grip bar or an SSB, anything like that. I think, the thing that Kabuki teased with the handles, I think that would look cool on a Smith machine. So I definitely see adaptions being made over time with the Smith machines. But yeah, this would be ideal. Carp's Gym, he also has the Bells of Steel adjustable kettlebells. Really likes them. Kurt liked the episode. Another David Falanti. Bells of Steel kettlebells are fantastic. So I agree with that. So anybody looking for adjustable kettlebells, Bells of Steel has some pretty good options for you. So one thing we did miss as we were describing the Rogue Monster Rhino rack is it does have a low row, as Joey Echeverria points out. And then we were also talking about that box squat or the squat. Joey thinks that it might be for box squats and then also maybe for a lat pull down seat. But it's tough to really say. Porter Physed said, no stolen ideas, just different spins on the same ideas. Competition is good. So that is in reference to us discussing the multiple ISO handles. We've got a request for Beyond Power Voltra to be on the the final bracket, but I think they were around in 2023. It seems like it's been around for longer than 2024. I'll have to double check that. Also, 50 Cal Fitness said the stainless steel rack is the one that is so expensive. The clear coat does not add any additional cost. So remember last week when I said the clear coat, it adds like $1,500 to $2,000. It's actually, I misread that, and it's the stainless steel option. So fully stainless steel rack. Yes, that makes more sense, and that would be crazy. That'd be cool to have.
Imagine you like, have that in like a indoor-outdoor setting, right?
Yeah. Maybe not like I don't know, the functional trainer stuff, but nice to tune into a show where one of the crew sounds like an old-timey radio show being broadcast through a broken Taco Bell speaker. Did you see that one?
I saw that one, and then I listened to it. I was like, yeah, he's got a point. I sounded like I was underwater like half the episode.
If we get more listeners and watchers, we can reinvest in the better tech, but we'll see. Let's see here. Bells of Steel Smith is the only one you can go low enough for RDL or hip thrust for the wives. That's Mac Warlock there. So that's a good point. It gets low.
I had like a little grammar lesson in my head. Wives, it'd be more than one. Okay. Wives.
For the wives. Also, I think guys can do those movements too, but
all I do.
Yeah.
my booty days.
Yeah. New product 2024 Vex speed pins, and then Rit Fit leg curl / extension. That's from Carp's Gym as well. So the Rit Fit leg extension did get a few people interested. Like they thought that should be on the top 16 as well.
Has another company done anything like that with? It doesn't do the typical like lever system. It's got the cable.
No, I don't think so. I did listen to, I think it was the marketing director, something like that, on the Garage Gym Life morning show. And they came off as pretty authentic. So,
good.
Yeah, good. Yeah, they were excited. They talked about being excited about coming to HomeGymCon and meeting the community, and they're in it for the long haul. So I thought that was a good interview that people should check out. 4-6 aka Discount Darko is on the ban list along with PRX. It's a no for me, dog. So that's your decision. Yes, we discussed that. More positive feedback for the Bells of Steel adjustable kettlebells. So cool, good feedback, guys. Thank you for the comments. We appreciate those. Helps the algorithm, gives us more stuff to talk about. And quick HomeGymCon update: the powerlifting meet is going to happen. So did I tell you this, Adam?
No, you didn't tell me this. I'm getting the update right now too.
You're getting the update too. So we did have we mentioned it might be a possibility on last week's episode. Had some discussions on Friday and over the weekend, and they decided that we're going to do it. So next steps: just get it registered, and allow people to sign up and build the prize list, and just kind of go from there. So that means we do have 6 competitions as of right now at HomeGymCon 2025. All right, more Q&A. So I did I put out a questionnaire for roundtable topics, and some of the roundtable topics that people said were just like a little bit too focused. So with the roundtables, we're looking for like maybe broad conversations that can lead to broad topics that lead to engaging conversation. So some of these are a little bit more specific, but good questions to go over, I thought. So number 1, J. Murph, 1868. What if the Bells of Steel Smith machine could be angled even more? 45-degree adjustability. So that would be very cool too.
Why?
Right? Why? No, so you could do like hack squats and just like work different angles. I do that with,
Uh,
I mean, people do that with jammer arms. Yeah. So you'd be like, it has like quite a bit of potential to be really cool,
you
actually.
could really incline bench press. I
Yes.
mean,
Yes. You could do a lot.
I mean, just with your bench. Okay.
Yeah. I think this is a really good idea. I have no idea how complicated it would be, but I mean, I think that could be the next step as opposed to like that could truly put a dent into jammer arms, something like that.
You need to, yeah, DMRs are pretty dented as they are.
Yeah. All right.
People love
So good idea. See if anybody takes it and runs with it. J Murph 1868 with the idea. All right, Chris from Detroit. Gift ideas for the wife must be shippable and sub $300. I
I'll just
thought. I mean,
go ahead.
you go first.
As mine was gift ideas for the wife, like home gym related.
Yeah.
My wife hates my home gym, so she doesn't hate it. She loves it, but she won't work out down here. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just that booty box from Fringe Sport. Did you take a look into that? That actually looks. So that looks like a good gift for a wife that guys could also do.
yeah,
Use it with like I would definitely use that thing with a landmine, and then also like the mammoth belt squat that would work well with that. And then there's also just like it works as a hip thrust pad, and then you can do Bulgarian split squat. So I mean, I think that would be a good one. I think the intro price is a little more than 300, but it's priced pretty fairly.
what's the Harambe system priced at? That's like 5, isn't it?
I think that's more, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A barbell. My wife, the one thing she doesn't like wheeling around my heavier, thicker bars. So if she doesn't have a barbell already, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I always like apparel and like gym shoes when I like buy for her. She never buys herself like athletic like gym shoes, so I like to go that route sometimes.
All right. Decent advice, I guess. Maybe.
You're
Hopefully.
asking like two dudes to. I struggled with that my whole life, so that's one.
All right. Balancing lifting with having kids.
Great question.
Great question. That's from Hook Grip Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Want me to
both of
go?
us have been through this. Yeah, we have 4 kids combined.
Yep.
Go ahead, Adam. What do you say?
Oh, just always like it's an open invite and making your gym a place for the kids. Like my kids come down here and they know there's certain things they can't do in the gym, so of course you set those boundaries. But I mean, my son's crawling up my rack and hanging from the bar and doing pull-ups. I set up the band so he can like work out with me. I always invite him as like, hey, you ready to work out today? And I make it like sound very serious. And then he comes down, he does like 3 sets of 10 on bench, and he gets really pumped up about himself, takes his shirt off, flexes in the mirror. It's so fun. And then they get bored and they want to leave and go do something else. So I make sure that there are things around the gym so they can like see me working out and be in and out at all times. And so I'm lucky enough to be in the basement. There's, it's split down the middle, 2 rooms. So one side they have like all their toys and all that stuff. The other side's the gym, so they can walk in and out and like see me. And then I also, we'll play basketball together. So in between sets, I'm playing with them. It's like, okay, I gotta go get a set, and then I leave. And so it's just spending that time together in the gym, so that they see that that's something that you do every day. And like when they were really little, like, I remember when they were babies, that was tricky because you can have like the little play sets set up, but obviously you have to take more breaks or even longer breaks for bigger issues like the crying and feedings and all that stuff. But it gets easier as they get older. I don't know, Jake, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about this more of like the baby phase. For me, I think I took it. Well, I'm thinking about it a little bit differently than you. So, I mean, number one, having a home gym definitely helps. So, like, that's the biggest thing. If you have something at home, it's much easier to get something in as opposed to going to a gym. Obviously, I also think that baby phase is probably the hardest time to stay in shape. So I think just like having that mindset as to like, this is a tough time, and maybe just like switch it to a try and maintain mode. And it's just like a phase of life. So if you can, and it does like it gets easier. I've always like done the wake up before the kids, and get it done that way. So, trying to get to bed on as early as possible, and waking up, even if you can just get like 30 or 45 minutes before the kids wake up, that was always helpful. But during those times, I wish I would have just had a more like maintain, do what you can in the gym, and try and make up for it eating better, so you don't like, get sloppy. But I mean, it's hard. So that would be my number one advice. Just try and like change your mindset to this is just a phase. Do your best to maintain. And then once they get a little bit older, you can, change up your schedule and put it as more of a prioritization. But I mean, I did always prioritize it. The length of time was just not always as high, and I would have said, hey, focus on your diet a little bit more and a little more discipline in the kitchen during that time.
Yeah,
so
I like that.
that's my advice.
Yeah, would you say it gets like not only easier but like more fun the older they get? I've experienced like it's fun when they come down here with me.
I mean, I wouldn't say like I still try and like do it outside of hours they're like awake. I really do. I mean, I do like having this in the garage, and it's setting a good example. I think like slowly but surely it's just like it sinks in, like that's just a normal part of life.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that was a fun. I like that question, because that's like the biggest benefit to me for having a home gym is like just like the kids seeing it. Like they have like friends over, and they like walk down to play in the basement. It's like, oh, the other kid's like, what is that? It's like, oh, it's Dad's gym. Does your dad have a gym in his basement? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I like to make jokes like that too. Yeah. They're the best. That's a topic we could probably talk about for like hours, and a lot of people might have different opinions. So, but that's just ours. We don't have babies anymore, at least not right now.
Nope.
So, all right.
Tyrannosaurus Flex.
Tyrannosaurus Flex, he usually has some good comments. Lat pull down / row plus leg extension / curl in one machine.
Kind of
that seems to be one of the things that like Bulletproof Fitness was doing. What do you mean it kind of exists?
I was thinking of the benches from Body Solid and from Force USA, where they attach to a functional trainer, which has like the lat pull down and stuff. People who like to tinker and toy are like really love the idea of the benches, but from what I've seen and heard, there needs to be some refinement. It's like, wow, this is a really good idea. I can attach a cable and I can do leg extensions and leg curls on like my cable system, but it needs to be done better is what I take away from, their comments. I've only done the leg extensions on the Force USA, the C10, and then their bench, and it's good, but I would say like, you do want to like a deeper stretch. There's some things to like, finagle, but it seems to be a thing that's going to continue to evolve.
Yeah, I think the lat pull down, I think this combination, like these two combination machines are probably the most popular out there. And if you could merge it into one, which seems possible, just based off of like how each of them moves, that would crush. Like that would be like the machine you add after a power rack. I think that would be.
I'm looking at my lat pull down, and mine doesn't have a low row, but where the low row comes out, why couldn't you turn backwards on that seat and have like the the leg curl right. It seems very possible. So
Yeah.
Tyrannosaurus Flex is onto something here.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
like, if you
obviously,
take,
like, seen the same thing too when he looks at it, but
yeah, I mean, if you take the Adonis and you have the uprights, for example, and you put like the bulletproof isolator on the side, and if you could just connect the weights somehow, it seems like that would be a pretty ideal, like,
oh sure.
standalone machine that
Some
wouldn't take
people-
up too much space.
Is it Flex Marks the spot? Someone has put their isolator and connected it to a Selectrized Stacks, and I feel like it was him.
I've seen it like connected to the Aries. I think Flex Marks the Spot has
is the
done
man,
something
dude.
like that. But I mean, most people don't want to do that. I don't even want to do that. Like, I would rather just have some sort of standard setup that you don't have to like think about.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, Tyrannosaurus Flex 92, I think that's a good idea, and I'm guessing somebody's already working on it. All right, Bill Church 11 pronunciation of Camber. What
All right,
what do
I
you?
have two takes on this. Okay, how I say it and how I read it is a Camber bar, but if you like syllabicate it, okay, and it's CAM, it should be Camber bar. But I say Camber bar. I do a long A there.
Always just said Camber bar. I have never put much thought into it. I think the first time I probably heard somebody say Camber bar, that's how I heard it, and that's why I've said it that way. I haven't done much research. I think Bill's made this comment quite a bit. So
Well, if you
over
like,
the years,
yeah, as someone who teaches phonics to first graders, like you do draw a line between the M and the B. It should be Camber bar, but that just doesn't sound right to me. So I will continue to say Camber bar.
yeah, Camber bar just does not sound right.
It didn't sound bad when you said it kind of fast right there. Say it again.
Camber?
Yeah, that doesn't sound bad, but it is a Camber bar, just so you know.
All right, I posted this with or just basically asking the questions. What do you guys think of this list? Anything missing? And I think like it's one of those things where it's tough to remember what was released this year when you're just like on the spot. What's the best product of the year? So I think I did do a pretty good job at like getting everything from this year. I think some products that are in question would be like the Halo arms from PRX. Should they be on here? We mentioned the Rit Fit leg extension, like the black, anything like Black Widow released a decent amount of stuff, but they're all just like kind of cool accessories,
Yeah.
And most of this list is like big stuff. Black Widow VHS bar, but I think that was released in 2023. But I think like for the most part, these 16 and then maybe a couple others. We also want to give it like another week or two to see if anybody comes out with stuff. So like I think Bridgebuilt's coming out with some stuff. They were announced on Friday, and I imagine a few other companies will be as well. So other than that, I mean, what do you think about like the Rit Fit? Does that deserve Rit Fit leg curl extension? Does that deserve something in here? Does that like knock off?
And I think it takes
Does
off
that
one
knock
these
off the
benches.
Rogue Rower?
No.
No, what's it knock off?
Maybe like the Prime Shorty bench. We have the Prime Shorty bench on one edge. You have the Infinity Edge on the other. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the Infinity Bench. Or we can expand it to like a play-in.
I like that. Like
Let's see what
the people choose the play in or something.
Yeah, because I would like to have like the Halo arms in there. I know they were a controversial, but I think they were cool enough to be on this list. And then I think the Bridgebuilt like multi-grip bar attachment, I think that's gonna deserve to be on here. I think that would be a cool one. So maybe we'll just cop out and add a play-in, maybe reseed a little bit. But looking forward to see what comes out on top. I think I do think the weapons will knock off the FM6. That's my prediction for the top product based on voting.
100%. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Is
And
that
I
what you're
don't.
thinking too?
Well, I don't know. That's a pretty good. I think the FM6 might knock that off.
The rogue votes on the polls are usually pretty strong,
Well, and
so
the
I don't think
Reppins,
that's a bad.
yeah, and the Reppins being in this like best product thing, the Reppins being the best adjustable dumbbell, especially for how heavy they can go. I mean, it's obviously one of the best products, but the fact that the Peppins were there and now they're the Reppins, it kind of feels like we've seen them before, and
Yeah, I think the Reppins are just one of the more practical purchases on here.
yeah.
Like those things are great and they're also going to last probably 20 years.
And the thing they do have going for
So,
them is like a lot of people like have them in their radar as something they want or are going to get. Whereas like the FM6 collection is, I've got my rack, but that's cool. But I already I'm set with what I have, so I think that might influence some votes. You might be right, but I still see. I'm gonna go
yeah,
and just say
potential.
FM6.
You know what I've been surprised at how many people have like upgraded what they already have to the Reppins.
I thought
You
about
know,
it.
it's yeah.
What about you? Like, are you still gonna rock the power blocks for a while?
So I would rather have the Reppins, but I have the True Lops right now, which
Okay,
are great. Like it doesn't seem like there's anything better than the Reppins,
correct.
but those are sent, and they're solid,
Yeah,
like really good. But the
and that
Reppins are just at a
I'm just
whole
picturing my
another level.
space with the Black Widow dumbbell cart and some
Yes.
weapons on them. Pretty sick.
Okay.
I
Speaking of, all right. So, there's been a lot of like dumbbell cart suggestions. So this is what I would want. I have two ideas. So I've mentioned I've mentioned that I'm a fan of like having the adjustable kettlebells in the home gym.
Mhm.
So I would like a cart for, whatever adjustable dumbbells I have, kind of hanging, two places where I can hang the adjustable kettlebells. I have those, which I have right now on my wall with the True Grit storage. They have like kettlebell whole wall mounted.
Hanging? You're gonna hang
Yeah,
the
like
kettlebell?
hanging. Yes.
Oh, how much do they
Yeah.
weigh?
Man, I can bring it. I can take it over to my computer right now.
Okay,
Here, let me stop.
which project? I can't hear you, but we can see them. Oh, you got like a J hook on there. Yeah. Huh. I've never seen anyone hang a kettlebell.
Yeah, and isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah, that might be a me thing.
So, and they're easy to like.
Yeah, your volume's a little weird.
Yeah, they're. Well, what about now?
It sounds like you're talking through your computer, not your mic.
All right, I'll just.
Mic's plugged in.
It's plugged in, but it doesn't like that. And it's not allowing me to like update it. Let me see.
Comments about our audio. Here they come.
Just the last little bit.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
I can hear you. So are those just J cups then on that upright that you attach to your wall?
Well, they're just like the standard kettlebell holders with that storage system.
Oh, so it's like a
So-
thing. Like people hang their
So
kettlebell.
it's a thing, yeah. It's not like a
Oh.
DIY. So, and I think there's like a few other options like that. So, I would like something where I could do that, or like something where I could store them like the kettlebells, as opposed to like the shelves.
Yeah.
And then with the dumbbells, and then maybe even like a high post going through the back to where you could do
where you could put plates.
That'd be cool.
So
Yeah, it's like off the backside. You'd have to like walk around it.
or you just put them high enough to where you can to grab them higher. Maybe even just change plates. But that way it's a little more versatile than just a stand. And then another idea would be for 2 wall-mounted, like square or rectangles, to put the adjustable dumbbells on your studs. So they're like, so yeah, I'm walking away. You probably can't hear. But on the studs, just one each, and then you can grab them wall-mounted.
Yeah, it takes some engineering because that's a lot of weight for a single stud. But I mean, when you talk about go ahead.
I mean, if you can put a wall stud with like plates and a rack, there's no reason you wouldn't be able to do it without.
Yeah.
For just like a single adjustable dumbbell that goes up to 120 pounds or so.
I'm sure there's a way to do it. In my head, like hanging there, I'm like, what kind of lag bolt would you use? But yeah, you're right. It could work. What I like about what you said previously with the cart with all that stuff is just like you have something personal that you would, you want a kettlebell spot, like making something that's modular that like add plate storage, add kettlebell racks to it. Yeah, that'd be cool. Would you want it on casters or no? To roll it around?
I think so. I don't
I
think
wouldn't
that's
either.
necessary.
I always like I was doing the same thing with the plate tree. And I was like, if I ever just want to move it, like it doesn't take much effort to take plates off the tree, move it, and then re-rack them.
Right. Or like, I mean, the primary thing people bring them over to is like a bench. So you just wheel the bench over. I always just wheel my bench right there. So
that's what I would imagine too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that, yeah, I mean, random, but I was thinking about that.
Yeah. No, I like that idea. Modular. Is that it?
I think that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Did you like tonight's episode? Be sure to keep your eye out for new episode releases wherever you listen to podcasts. And be sure to be following Knurled News. Not subscribed yet? Check out the link below and sign up for more home gym content. Be on the lookout for HomeGymCon. You can follow the socials, HomeGymCon, or go to HomeGymCon.com. We have the strength sports to sign up for. So if you're an athlete, start training, get signed up. We want to see you there in June in Louisville, or Louisville. However you say it, we'll see you in June. Jake, have anything else left for the listeners?
Nope.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.